right, head right, homies. What's up? Welcome to the Loft. Your head right hangout. It's whatever Wednesday. What's up Wednesday? What's cracking Wednesday? Something wascally wabbit Wednesday, whatever. Welcome, whatever it is. And forgive me if I'm like a little off my game. Never mind, it ain't none of your business why I'm off my game. Well, I was gonna say, I was thinking for a second, I was gonna give the excuse of like, I was gonna, start touting out some butt hurt, talking about how I got a headache. But then again, I didn't want to like associate butt hurt with my head hurting because, well, that would make me sound like a liberal. So I'm just gonna man up, take me a sip from my Zoloft mug, and try to get to, this whatever it is that came across my desk today, and give my dilettante due diligence 2 cents on it, whatever, and see what sort of sense we can make of it, man. And actually, you guys, that's what I have you guys here for, so you guys can help me make sense of it. And let's see. I hope you guys' Wednesday is going off groovy, man, as you guys are at your hump day, and I hope it just keeps on getting better as we working for the weekend. Yeah. All right. You guys ever catch me do that cover of that, man? It's me doing that singing right now was probably not a very flattering pitch of it. You guys are hell no, man. I don't want to see you sing that song, man. You just sucked at it right now. But if you check it out, man, put in Sledge X and look up Working for the Weekend and see if you guys will dig how it came out. So let's see. This is what we got. We're gonna try to talk about today. There's going to be left-wing conspiracy theorists, falsely claim Elon Musk's Starlink satellite network stole the U.S. presidency for Trump by tampering with the election result. Okay. Projection much? So then we got Blue Origin staffer married to a prominent transgender editor, kills her dad with axe over petty argument, blames election day stress. That, I guess, whatever that argument was, not necessarily a petty argument. I reckon that was like the straw that broke the camel's back or something like that. The last straw, if you will. Let's see. Reports. Multiple GOP senators are refusing to confirm Gaetz for AG. Ooh. Let's see. Then we got, how about panic buying? Women stockpile abortion pills in U.S. before Donald Trump takes over as president. All right. Then we got breaking. John Thune elected as Senate Majority Leader. Disney's Snow White actress wishes that Trump voters may never know peace. And that's not all. Okay. And Infowars goes up for auction. Jones supporters reportedly make a massive bid. Okay. All right. Let's jump into this one right here. Let me make sure I got this tab pulled up. There we go. Okay. Let's read a little bit of this one. This is coming from Daily Mail. A bizarre left-wing conspiracy theory has falsely claimed that Elon Musk's Starlink satellites were used to steal the U.S. presidency for Trump. Would it be that efficient to be able to do that? I mean, it's okay. We were thinking about getting a Starlink. I'm really glad we didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take a dig at Elon Musk or Starlink. It's just for what it is that we do. It just would not be efficient. You guys know the problems that we've been having with the internet and with the interwebs and stuff, man. So Starlink is expensive. It's expensive, and it takes a little while to get that stuff hooked up. And for what it is that we do, man, it's just not gonna load fast enough. Maybe other people have better experiences with it, but for our purposes, no, it just would not work. And that being said, for this, maybe I'm understanding the mechanics of this incorrectly. Y'all help me out. All right, I'm asking. If for my little operation, Starlink chugs along just to get my stream uploaded and out to y'all, or it would, because when you talk about doing satellite, man, the upload speeds for satellite, it's just not great. Okay, maybe there's something that I'm missing where other people can use it and it works really effective for them. But all that to say, for them to try to pull something like this on that scale, to try to rig the election and try to upload them votes or whichever, I don't see how that would be feasible. Because it would chug along, using satellite to chug along with upload speeds for people streaming content, man, is like, no. So I have questions about this theory, and admittedly, I have questions. Just because I'm simply ignorant as far as this goes. I'm asking, Does that make sense to y'all? Makes sense to me, even though I'm ignorant about it. The allegations are unsubstantiated with no evidence being produced to support the claims, with many voting machines in the U.S. typically not being able to connect to the internet to prevent election interference. Okay, so it's not, okay, I think this right, I have questions about how this is worded. Being produced to support claims with many voting machines in the U.S. typically, I'm glad they put that in there, typically not being able to connect to the interwebs because they can, and they did. So we know that happened. And for these people, I think you guys know where I'm going with this, for them to come in and make this charge that this election was fixed because it was hooked up to Starlink, or Elon was able to tap Starlink into it. Well, that must mean that the capability to connect with the internet is there. See, these people went with the whole thing is that we can't do that. It's like, well, obviously, yes, you can.
Yes.
And we've been saying that.
Well, Mike Lindell made that whole long video with all of the proof, and for some reason, it was all ignored.
Yeah. And this is another one of those things, man, where it's just like, okay, let's just go ahead and collect it. And so stuff for them to, since Democrats have always been about lynching, go ahead and use this as to make some more rope for them to hang themselves with. Their language, not mine. So meanwhile, allegations that millions of votes are missing is likely due to slow voting in large states such as California, which as of today had only processed around 76% of ballots. Hey, man, that's today?
That's California.
Okay. So around...
They're too busy smoking weed.
Yeah, smoking weed and trying to get to the voting booth through that traffic and, and maybe depending on what city you're in, trying to, having to step over all that doo-doo and, and whatever.
It takes a while to vote there.
Yeah, it's, y'all dragging their feet on this, and all the dudes in there having to make, they're being fashionably late because they're, having to put on makeup and all that sort of stuff. So only processed about 70%. Now, okay, so what was it? Meanwhile, allegations of millions of votes are missing today. I was gonna say, I don't think it's so much that they're missing, folks. It's, I guess you guys just have this expectation that, people were just gonna vote for Kamala, and you think that just because they didn't, the votes are somehow missing.
Well, yeah, from what I understand, and I could be wrong, if I am, you guys put it in the chat. From what I understand, she got millions less than Biden did. So they're saying, well, yeah, she should have gotten what Biden got, so there's millions of votes missing there.
Yeah.
That's their math.
That's that Common Core. That's that Common Core math, man. And they think, remember, y'all. I mean, well, I don't have to tell you, but anybody who might not be in the know, and if you might have been a Kamala supporter, she wasn't that popular to begin with. Okay, Biden wasn't liked to begin with. The election was rigged for them. They stole the White House. She didn't become more likable during Biden's term. Biden didn't become more likable. Neither did she. If you're asking about where these millions of votes are, yeah. Well, I mean, I know what to tell you, but I don't think you would understand it. So I don't think I'm going to bother. The Daily Telegraph reported that the director of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Jen Easterly, said there was no evidence of any malicious activity that had a material impact on the security or integrity of our election infrastructure. Of course, this is news, but at the same time, it's not surprising. You know, Democrats, man, they're childish. They like them kids that you used to play with back in the day, and you play them, whatever, street games that you playing. They always want to change the rules and make it like, no, I didn't lose because of this and because of that, and making up rules as they go. They're sore losers, the hissy fitting, tantrum throwing, children, man. It's that's just how they roll. That's who they are. That's who the Republican Party is up against. They're up against people who cheat, up against people who steal. They're criminal minded, and I hope that's just. And as far as this goes, they're going to try to obstruct this as much as they can. At this point, y'all, they're just clearing their throat. The stuff that they're going to try to pull off, between now and and January 6th, it's. Just be ready. Don't be surprised by any of this stuff. This is stuff that they're going to do. They're cheaters. They're thieves. And like I said, Republicans need to understand that that's what they're dealing with. They're not dealing with another just another political faction. They're not dealing with just a different worldview. Okay, Democrats are willfully undermining our republic. That's just who they've been. That's who they are. They have a totally different, basically they have a totally different criminal. Their view is so different of what America is supposed to be. It's criminal.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't mean like, oh man, it's a crying shame. It's a crime. Like I'm not saying that's what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not talking rhetorical. I'm serious. I'm not being figurative. I'm literally saying their mindset about America is criminal. Okay, they are who the Constitution describes with their rebellious behavior. Okay, that they're the poster children for it. So Republicans, it's like when they're thinking that they need to get in there and they need to do their job. Like I said, man, you don't want them to do their job. They have a totally criminal mindset and approach to how this stuff works, and a lot of that criminal mindset is that imagination that they have of what they feel entitled to. And and as long as they think that they have the majority vote, however they fabricate the majority vote, whether it's a legitimate vote, plus the dead, plus illegal immigrants, plus the judiciary to sue the public for what it is that they want, they have this imagination about what they feel entitled to. Okay, and Republicans need to be ready for that, and stop seeing them as just some different political faction. This is cops and robbers, y'all, for real. This is cops and robbers. That's what we're dealing with. What else is in there? Anything else in there catch your interest?
Not in this article, but again, I'm hearing that the liberals it's all over TikTok for the past week, that they said he blew up the satellites that he used to, I guess, steal the votes or delete the votes, whichever. He blew up the satellites to conceal the evidence.
Man.
And remember, we read in this article that in Kamala's concession speech, she said something like, it's darkest, when it's dark, you can see the stars.
Yeah, okay.
So they're saying, she's telling us that he used Starlink in a secret way.
Okay, yeah. I need a button, man, where I could do the Kamala cackle, So I don't know if that was satellites that y'all saw. Elon likes to blow up stuff, and most likely it was them booster rockets that he was testing or whichever. That's probably one of the things that you guys saw exploding into space or whatever. Yeah, I don't think y'all have any proof of that. You can't. But that's Democrats for you, man. They just say stuff. They just imagine it. They'll just go ahead and say it, and they'll go ahead and keep on repeating the lie. And we can only hope, and we try to do our part to make sure it's like, look, man, you guys do see the stuff that they keep on doing, man. At some point, even in the story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, people they kind of caught on to that.
Yeah.
And, it's time for people to catch on that these people cry wolf. And the wolf, may bite itself in the behind as far as this goes, What else is it here? It says, during her speech, Harris quoted an old adage which said, only when it is darkest Okay, so we saw that. And many people online have latched on to the quote, which has been used in the past by prominent figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. to justify their unfounded concerns the election was stolen. And don't forget, folks, when Martin Luther King was talking about this kind of stuff and the obstacles that he was up against, that obstacle was the Democrat Party.
Yes.
And no, there was no party switch. I'll be the first one to say the Republican Party has definitely been switched off for a while. They didn't switch sides. And a lot of them have been, acting mainly because Democrats have been not so much gaslighting them. They've been gaslighting each other, but they just keep accusing, and it just make people just nuts, right? Frustrated about all this sort of stuff. That, yeah, you start exhibiting the behavior that they're talking about because they keep, forcing you into that situation. It's not organic. Okay, like I said, I've seen a lot of Republicans out there that are just, they're losing composure. They starting to lose composure about this stuff and start being shaped into what the Democrats made them to be. I totally saw that happen. It's sad, but at the same time, it's forced. It's not a natural, disposition or anything like that. They forced it that way. Let's see. What else we got here? Okay, let's go on to this Blue Origin staffer. What's up with this? What's up? Come on, Paige, open back up. Don't play with me, man. This is coming from Not the Bee, and it says, a Blue Origin employee married to a prominent trans author has, that says the same thing as the title, has been accused of killing her elderly. Okay, elderly, man. Oh, wait, let me look at that picture. Power.
Yeah.
This is coming from, let me see this picture from Twitter, and it says, power lesbian Corey Burke murders her father with an ice axe in election. Okay, we got that. No, okay, I'm looking at the picture. Wow. So this is her. So she's married. Her husband is
trans.
Okay, got it.
Honestly, I can't tell who is who in the picture.
I guess with the red circle, that's supposed to be. I guess that's supposed to be the murderess. Yeah, looking at the blonde. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a dude.
Okay.
And okay, so yeah, talk about a confused individual. Matter of fact, man. She's sitting in that chair. She's got kind of like a Frankenfurter vibe to her.
She does. She is dead behind the eyes.
That's right. But her husband is the transvestite. But she's got the Frankenfurter vibe, and Frankenfurter was a psychopathic murderer,
yes,
transvestite in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Even in the so even in the 70s, they were making the sense like, yeah, if you're a cross-dresser, you ain't right. Some of y'all may remember us talking about this before, but if you haven't, even Tim Curry we'll let you know that's not one of his proudest moments. It's like, yeah, if I could do it again, man, I don't think I would have taken that role. And if I understand correctly, he was like, I don't think people understood what Frankenfurter was supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be a hero. He wasn't a person to emulate or anything like that. He was a psychopath. Okay, so we were presenting it in a funny way. It's like it wasn't a role that I don't think, if I remember correctly, he's like, I didn't really want to take the role, but I took it because of the absurdity of it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm out there, I'm looking to promote being a transvestite. I'm doing it from the mindset that this is a person who's not well. Don't make a hero out of him.
Right.
But that's what people did.
Our generation did.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe we lacked heroes.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man, the boomers are probably like rolling over before they even get to the grave. We stood. It's like, do you know what the things that we did in the jungles? And you look to this freak as a hero? Hey, well, I think the people who made the Rocky Horror Picture Show, they were boomers too.
That's a good point. There you go.
And it's like, you're picking the wrong boomers to be heroes. And yeah, man, I used to know all the songs, man. I could sing them all, baby.
Did you ever dress up?
No. Well, as we talked about in Nozopian days, I told you, man. I told folks. I admit it. I confess. Yeah, I used to steal some of my mom's makeup, right? And but I don't think I ever went like full on freaking Boy George with it and stuff like that. It's just a little eyeliner, man, just to to get the hotties like my woman. Take a look at she did too. She did. But I had my whole face painted. I did like that episode of Star Trek. There will be a battlefield, the last battlefield or something like that. I did my face like that. It wasn't even Halloween. I don't know. I was just I must have been going trick or treating because I found me something sweet.
Aww.
Well, anyway, so power lesbian. Back to
them.
So she kind of got that Frankenfurter vibe to her. Anyway, so Corey Burke, 33, allegedly struck, stabbed, and strangled her father, who's 67 years old, Timothy Burke, in a fatal attack at her $800,000 Seattle home on November 5th. Burke, a training manager at Jeff Bezos' rockets and spacecraft company, confessed to killing her father after he refused to turn off the lights. According to, see now, man, that's messed up now. Now when I listen to Teddy Pendergrass, he's got that song, Turn Off the Lights.
Yeah.
That was a horrible Teddy Pendergrass, man. That was awful. Aww. That was awful, man. I'm sorry, Teddy. Anyway, now not only am I going to be thinking about, she gonna come to mind when I think about that song. Y'all gonna, if you guys, when you guys, decide to have a romantic evening with your woman, and you decide that you want to put you on a little Teddy Pendergrass, now you're gonna hear my voice. It's like, Zoe, you ruined it for me, man. You ruined it. You killing it. Y'all be doing some Teddy Pendergrass, right? Come here, woman. Okay, so, so just a side note, yes, Corey Burke is a lesbian who married to, a man. Okay, so now, as I said before, she's got issues, and this is just the point where she snapped. I think they kind of go into this where she basically, with the election and everything, is just, I guess, was her breaking point, and she just let it all loose on her father. So, to turn off the lights. Why? I mean, this seems to have been an ongoing thing, where her dad, he wants to keep the lights on.
Yes, that's what we can gather from the article. She wants it dark in the house. She wants it dark. He did not.
Okay, so he wants to be in the light. Obviously, she wants to be in the dark. And what does this show? Maybe a picture of what her home looks like? Does it have enough natural light or something like? Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing their home.
Nice normal home.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can see, well, maybe it's at nighttime. Okay, maybe at nighttime he wants to have the lights on.
Yeah, and, it was after the election had been called, because she's claiming that it was election distress that made her do this.
Okay, that's a poor excuse, lady. And that I reckon that is a morbid case of Trump derangement syndrome. The woman, and the thing is, I mean, you think she can get off an insanity plea? You think she might be able to? This is nuts.
She gets a liberal judge, yeah.
Right. Well.
Were you looking at? Did you scroll down and see the house with the police car in front of it? Is that what you were looking at?
No, I was looking at. I was looking at where she's with that. With her.
Okay. Yeah.
Huswife.
Because they included another article of another election murder, Trump-hating murder, and that's in this article. But if you scroll down, it's a house.
No, I'm looking at her with her huswife, and
yes.
And there's it has a picture of their house from the inside.
Yes.
So, yeah, if she's got a liberal judge, how does that work? Because I don't think the judge could go for an insanity plea, because that would be insulting.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? How does a judge? If I was on the bench, right? How would I work that out?
And this is Seattle, so she'll have a liberal judge.
I guess maybe the question would come up. It's like, well, was your dad a Trump supporter? Well, I could totally understand. I could understand this. You can't call her, insane, because that would be insulting to transgender and stuff like that. This is totally natural. It's totally normal. So that's sad though, man. Sometimes families just don't get along.
Yeah. Did you read, I was looking at the chat, did you read she tripped her father and strangled, did you read the details? Did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And bit him and hit him.
Yeah, bit him, hit him, stabbed him.
This woman, yeah.
Right? So she's got the devil in her.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right. What else we got? We got multiple GOP senators are refusing to confirm Matt Gaetz. Why? I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised about that either. And I mean, the first thing that came to my mind is, well, don't we kind of like need people in these chambers, man? Do you want to take them off of there? We kind of need them. We got a lot of rhinos in there, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and read some of this here. This is coming from Trending Politics. Multiple Republican senators have balked at the idea of confirming U.S. Republican Matt Gaetz. I got this ad just popped up, man. It's Letitia James.
Oh,
Who called her a fat pig?
Trump's lawyer.
You're a fat pig. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Confirming U.S. Representative Matt Gaetz, Florida, for U.S. Attorney General after President-elect Donald Trump made the unexpected announcement in a Truth Social post on Wednesday. He will never get confirmed. He will never get confirmed. One Republican senator told Fox News on the condition of anonymity. Ain't gonna happen, another senator source said. It's like, wow, why are you gonna hide your identity, man? Why are you gonna be a coward like that? Ain't gonna happen. Another senator said in a response to the Florida congressman nomination. Enemies of Gaetz, a staunch ally of the president-elect, has been the subject of a House Ethics Committee investigation after he moved to oust former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Oh yeah, man, y'all remember that? Little dust up there. The allegation. It's funny. It's sad, man. How these wishy-washy people can get allies like that, man. It just. And they're the ones who just come stuffed.
Yeah.
You know, people just they rally around like the wrong thing. You know, the allegations being probed by the committee include sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, and accepting improper gifts. Though no evidence of wrongdoing has been made public as of this report. I wonder what it's like. Where are the examples when are they going to bring these things to the table? Like what kind of?
There has not been anything at all. The DOJ hates him. They made all this garbage up, and Matt Gaetz has been out there saying, "I'm waiting. You got anything?"
Right.
So Matt Gaetz has a little vengeance on his mind too. I'm guessing, along with Trump, because they've gone after him too.
Yeah. So I mean. Come on, man. Republicans, those y'all call it, well, the rhinos, right? Yeah. Which is even an insult to rhinos.
Right.
You know, that you guys are basically, well, you're going with the Democrat playbook. You guys are going to throw out these allegations, man, and you got nothing. You know, no kind of evidence or anything like that. Nothing to show anything like that. Why don't you guys this, outraged about like when Democrats actually do stuff like that, like with when you have like staffers like having butt sex in the chambers and stuff like that. Y'all didn't really raise y'all didn't seem too upset about stuff like that.
Nope.
Listen, and the drug use and the things that go on and stuff like that, stuff that we have actual evidence of. Y'all don't really say much about that. But you're gonna make up some stuff and make a thing about yeah. See, that kind of stuff, man, when people are like, all right, man, we got our trifecta, we got, the presidency, we got the House, we got the Senate.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Republican Party.
Yeah. It's like, that kind of stuff doesn't give me confidence, man. We got, these Republicans that are just acting like Democrats, but God willing, we'll have something, better and different. Senator Susan Collins, a Republican, suggested that the ethics investigation will be a major hang-up for when it comes time to vote on Gaetz' nomination. He's under investigation by the House Committee on Ethics, Collins said. Obviously, the president has the right to nominate whomever he wishes, but this is why the background checks that are done by the FBI and the advice and consent process in the Senate, the public hearings are also important. So if you know, I'd like to know, guys. You know, put in the chat or the comment section, if you please. You know, what are you looking forward to? You know, Gaetz doing. What gives you confidence? What are some of the things that he's done that make you confident with his? You know, that give you this resume that you're very confident about what he's done and how those things will translate to what he'll bring to the table. With this administration. I'd really like to see what your thoughts on those.
I was thinking, I know a lot of other people, you're probably thinking the same thing, that Trump might nominate Ken Paxton, but they're saying he probably didn't because he knew there was no chance of him getting through.
Yeah, man, can we, you know, it's like.
We want to keep him anyway.
Yeah. Sorry if we're a little selfish like that,
Yeah.
but hey, man, you need help on the state levels too. You know,
We definitely need help here in Texas.
Okay, what else we got?
So he's, while you're searching for the next article, I learned tonight that he has already resigned his Florida seat. So he must think he's going to get in, but these rhino senators certainly don't sound like they're going to allow him in. But Trump is looking at ways to get him in there.
What?
Serious ways.
You know, I tell you what, it's about, and I hope this happens. I hope this happens because one of the things that I think has hurt the Republican Party is that a lot of people, you know, they left. You know, they don't identify themselves as Republicans anymore. You know, it's not now. Like, say for me, for instance, I am disgusted with the mainstream Republican Party, and it's so tempting for me to be like, dude, I ain't with the Republican Party anymore. I felt that way for years. But here's the thing: I know that if I was to do that, I wouldn't be punishing Republicans. I would only be helping Democrats. Okay, Democrats definitely don't want people like me in the Republican Party, and I ain't gonna let them KKK people scare me out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, Democrats lynch people for being Republicans, blacks and whites. Okay, I'm not going to give the Democrats a satisfaction. All right, so I still hold, you know, to being a Republican for what the Republican Party was founded for. What's happened to the Republican Party now? It's like, dang, man, it's okay. You know, it's not inspiring. All right, it's just not inspiring to be a Republican anymore. It used to be, but you know, not now. But like I said, I don't want to give Democrats a satisfaction. But this is the kind of stuff that needs to happen, though, because instead of Republicans who claim to be conservatives and are just like, I'm tired of how left the Republican Party is going and whatever, well, take it back. You know, don't leave. Make them leave. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking, you know, we got to take the country back. Man, these Republicans can't even take the party back. Take the party back. Take the school systems back. You know, take entertainment back. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we have to take back, not just, you know, America altogether, like trying to take it back all in one big bite, man. It's going to take some smaller bites to make that happen. And a lot of that is you know, that bite is having to do with taking the party back. And these rhinos, these abominations of what it is to the Republic, they're the ones who took over. We need to be the ones saying, man, y'all leave. You get out. This big tent Republicanism stuff, which, you know, Trump kind of is. He's a big tent Republican guy. The problem is that you end up with a tent of obscurity. And that's been proven, y'all. That's what we got. That's why our Senate and our Congress is stacked with these people, with a bunch of rhinos.
Yeah.
Because of this. Where's the standard? Where's the standard for it? Okay? You can't just define what it is to be a conservative on your own terms. There has to be a standard. And people are making up their own standards, and that's why so much of the Republican Party, people can't tell the difference. They haven't been able to tell the difference for years. Right? So, yeah, it'd be great to see Gaetz, you know, just go ahead and kick the door open and say, look, man, I'm in. You get out. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Make these people leave. You know, you guys go be Democrats, man. You guys are, you know, Democrats in drag anyway.
Exactly.
You know, get on out of here. Okay, so what else we got? Okay, panic buying. Women stockpile abortion pills in U.S. before Donald Trump takes over as president. why are y'all stockpiling on abortion pills? I mean, didn't Donald Trump already say, I'm gonna make it okay for you guys to have your mail-in murder pills?
Yeah.
Right? Trump's already said that. What are y'all worried about? You know? So, I mean, that's very disappointing. You know, Trump's not going to put a ban on abortion, you know, and he's going to make it to where, you know, people can still order this stuff. You know, you want to get your abortion pills by mail, you can get them. All right, which is really sad. But let me open this article up. So let me read a little bit of it. Fearing that access to reproductive care.
Yeah, obviously it's a liberal article.
Right. Reproductive care. Oh, man. There we go. Let's see. May be severely restricted under a Donald Trump presidency. Women are seeking abortion medication in greater than usual numbers. One of the biggest providers of abortion pills, Aid Access, said it received 10,000 requests for the drug in the 24 hours following the Republican nominee's election call early Wednesday. That's about 17 times. Quit popping up on me.
I know this is the worst page.
Right? Are they really trying to push that free market with all these ads that are popping up?
Right.
You know? Let's see. You guys should it should just only be about journalistic integrity. You guys shouldn't be using your website to just make money. You guys want to you want us to look at your news more, or you want us to look at your ads? All right. Anyway, I know some people out there that would be like, well, that's capitalism, and it's like, no, it isn't. That's not capitalism. It has nothing to do with it. But anyway, don't get me started on that. The way capitalism has been promoted by the right wing, by the people who are supposed to be the champions of capitalism, have done the biggest disservice of it. That's one of the reasons why capitalism is so hated, because not many people really understand it. Not many people do, right? And it's really very simple, but people have overcomplicated it. And it's that even that is a sign of not knowing what capitalism is. It's actually pretty simple. But anyway.
Great name here, Screw Google. He says, sorry, Zoe, if you think POTUS Trump is part of the establishment Republican Party, you tripping, brother.
Did I say he was part of the establishment?
I didn't hear that.
No. I think you're confusing establishment for big tent. That's what I said about Trump. It's a big tent Republican. And a lot of the people that were pushing for him are big tent Republicans. Okay? So establishment, no. I don't think I've ever implicated Donald Trump as an establishment guy. And are you new? I don't know if you've listened to my content much. But who said that?
Screw Google.
I love the name.
I know. Name.
But yeah, I never said anything like that. But a big tent Republican, when you have, let's say, if you've got a witch, and you welcome them at your conventions, and this witch who founded Slut Walk, who is a pro-abortion, pro-gay marriage, sexual deviant, is able to take the stage at these large conventions, and people welcome her with open arms, because these people are all like, we just want the numbers. We just want you for Trump. Okay? That's big tent Republicanism. Okay? And what you end up is with a big tent of obscurity. So these people, they don't share our values. The only value that they really share is the value for Trump. And that's what I keep telling Republicans. This is why we lose in the culture, because Republicans promote candidates. And they idolize these candidates. Okay? They don't promote conservatism. Liberals promote conservatism. Liberals promote liberalism. That's why they're able to do so much damage with it, because they're out in the culture promoting it. Okay? Conservatives don't. So, and as far as they'll be out there trying to tell you, it's like, we don't care what you are. Like, no standards.
Yep.
Right? We don't care about your sexual orientation, and you got a whole bunch of like Republicans out there who are pro-abortion, or people who claim to be Republican, stuff like that, or pro-abortion and all that sort of stuff. Don't care, as long as you vote Republican. That's big tent Republicanism.
Whatever that means.
Okay? And Donald Trump is a big tent Republican. All right? Even his wife, y'all, even Melania is pro-abortion. Okay? These things have ramifications. in the culture. It will make your political representation unstable. And that's not a theory, y'all. It's been proven.
No, we've been suffering through that for like 60 years now.
Yeah, definitely for as long as I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I've been warning about it ever since I've started doing this back in 2007. I've been warning about it. Republicans, your representation will always be unstable because your cultural representation is unstable. Right? Matter of fact, you don't really even have any. It's all over the place, but you want this big tent because you think there's the strength in the numbers. You're all about quantity, not really about quality. All right? And those things, they erode. It will be built on sand and it collapses. All right? But, I've been saying it for a long time, but I'm not a mainstream Republican, so I don't really get hurt as far as that goes. Let's see. What else we got here? Did I do that already? Yeah. Oh, so with these women, they're basically making their declaration, man. Talk about these women want these abortion pills. And you'll have factions like Planned Parenthood, trying to tell you that, their business isn't upheld by doing abortions and stuff like that. But you have this right here, Aid Access, proving that, abortion is the main factor. Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. It's y'all be talking about, you got these pro-abortion people out there talking about abortion should just be safe, legal, and rare. Ain't nothing rare about 600 requests. These people ain't trying to make it rare.
And the other company went from 4,000 or 4,500 requests per day to 82,000 requests per day right after the election.
Oh, now, why? Hey, ladies, for real. Why do y'all need? What was that? What was it, Sandra Fluke?
Oh yeah.
Remember her?
Yep.
Dang girl, why do you need all these pills? Why you need so many pills that you need other people to pay for it? Yes. You're a very busy girl. And this right here, what do you need all these pills for? Especially when y'all said that y'all ain't gonna have sex anymore.
That's true, right? They're shaving their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Okay, yes, I can't do that to y'all because y'all be like, come on, Zoe, man, what are you laughing about? I'm like, well, why are you shaving your heads? Maybe y'all should shave other places. Shave them pits. Shave those. But I guess that's what they really want to make. It's like that's a statement. We're gonna grow out our hairs everywhere and shave the hair off our head. It's kind of what we're supposed to. You really should do that the other way around. But she's a lady. Anyway, it's kind of scary, though, that your Tom Jones is better than your Teddy Pendergrass. So
true.
yeah, I gotta work on that. But this is their statement, man. This is their anthem, and the true colors, that are coming out. And I think it's very presumptuous of these women, that they're like, we're gonna make ourselves look unattractive to these men. Listen, for a lot of you women out there, because let me say this really quick. A lot of these women, who are trying to act like they're transgender or attracted to the opposite sex and stuff like that. A lot of them, the reason why they do that, y'all, is because they're so insecure that it's like this preemptive measure that they take. They're really insecure. They don't expect guys to be attracted to them.
Yeah.
So to protect themselves, they try to make it's the sour grape syndrome, y'all. That's what a lot of this stuff is. You got these girls out there who are just on a perpetual bad hair day. They don't know what to do with their hair, right? It's like, dang, girl, it's like that's just a crime shame how you just don't know what to do with your hair, and they'll just dye it blue or dye it pink and just don't know how to style it worth a crap. All right, don't know how to style it worth anything, and they're dumpy looking and whatever. And a lot of this stuff is they're just emotionally wrecked, man. They got parents that just dropped the ball, and the cycle continues. But at any rate, y'all, they're esteem. I hate using that word, man, because it's been so abused, the whole self-esteem thing. But, they don't expect to be attractive to guys. They're looking at themselves. They got a horrible self-image and try to make like they've got, some kind of pride in themselves, as they got their pride flags, whichever. You see these girls, they got the flipping, earring in the middle of their nose and stuff like that. And they think it makes them look liberated or, I guess somehow approach me with caution, whichever. They're guarded. They don't take no nonsense. It's like, you're not liberated. You're as chained up as a flipping ox. All right, the ring was put in their nose like that to keep a large animal in submission. Y'all are you're self-oppressive. But these women, these girls, these women, they be doing that sort of stuff, y'all. It's to protect themselves. They're terribly insecure, and they just try to make it look like they're not attracted to boys and attracted to girls instead. To protect themselves from their feelings being hurt, that guys wouldn't be interested in them. So, but the thing is, these women, and they're proving that by trying to say that they're going to shave their heads and all that to not have sex with guys, so guys won't find them attractive. It's like, oh, so you were actually into guys in the first place, right? And now you're having to show that you're going to withhold on them. And the thing is, a lot of these guys, guys that would go for girls with mindsets like yours, they'd have sex with you anyway. Okay, just for the release, really. May not want to stay in a relationship with you because you drive them crazy, and they drive you crazy. You guys are, you're a match that way, but it's a kind of a match that'll be very volatile together.
Yeah.
All right. So you can go ahead and shave your head and try to make yourself look unattractive. You get these guys out there who are just, indulgent, who just want to be able to feel whatever it is that they want to feel, and they'll use you for that. Doesn't matter if you shave your head, whichever. So, and this is obviously proven again by the fact that you guys are going to ahead and try to make yourselves look this way, but you're going to order all these pills.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Don't try to fool the Zoe. Right?
Mark Mealy has a great point that I often like to say this as well. I applaud the liberal women altering their behavior to become more chaste and decreasing their need for abortion. Bravo. I hope they keep doing it. Yeah, a lot of us are saying, yeah, good. You're going to, practice abstinence now. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, remember they pulled this stuff, geez, man, it's like back in 2016, I think. Yeah, they was
with
pulling
their
this
pink
stuff.
hats.
Yeah, that's right. They was doing that. And we were like, it was like before anybody said, shh, don't say nothing. Just, they're finally just.
Yeah.
Right.
Just let them go with it.
Just and did that last?
Nope.
No. They're about as freaking sincere about that as Bruce Springsteen or Whoopi Goldberg or whichever, saying we're leaving because Trump is elected. There's no the only thing sincere about these people is that they're sincerely nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, but in terms of we're going to abstain and all that sort of stuff, no. Just like I said, this is proven by the fact that they're ordering all these abortion pills. They're still looking to get out there and have sex. All right. Let's see what else.
I just think it's gross that you have so many of these women stockpiling birth control. That's what I'm trying to say, folks. Y'all, this is cultural. Not only is it cultural, y'all, it's spiritual. Yeah, and I called it birth control. It's not birth control.
It's not birth control.
It's abortifacients.
Thank you. It is abortifacient. They call it birth control.
Yeah.
All right. If we say birth control, it's most likely because we're using their language of what they say.
Yeah.
But we not that we consider any validation to it. But this is what I'm trying to tell folks, man. This is a spiritual issue. Okay? Democrats answer to their demons. Then they take that to the culture, and then that becomes policy. Republicans, like I said, they do it backwards. So politics, y'all, your representatives, y'all, they don't change the spirituality of this. They don't change the culture of this. Y'all, we got a culture of this. This is something that has to be met on a spiritual level. It has to be met on a cultural level. The politics, man, the politics don't fix this. You know, even if you're able to enjoy this for a little while, it doesn't last. Okay? Because here's the thing about Republicans. Republicans, they are content with their political aspect of it. And their politicians may be able to do some things that will mitigate this stuff for a minute, and it bounces back worse than ever. It's like the syndrome in the Word of God that says, look, you can go ahead and sweep up your house. Okay, you swept up the house and you did this on your own accord. This is the politics of it. Okay, and what happens, y'all? That demon comes back with 7 brothers more evil than he is. And that's what keeps happening. That's what Republicans do. We swept up the house. We went and we cleaned house. We drained the swamp. And that demon comes back worse than ever with 7 worse brothers. All right. So because Republicans, they only focus on the political aspect of it. That's the only thing that really seems official to them. All right, we got our political victory. Trump's going to have his cabinet. He's going to clean house. And it was the same thing, before when we had the trifecta and all that sort of stuff. When we had a presidency, House, and Senate. The same thing. All right, we got them now, boys. Right? Look what happened to the culture. You see what I'm saying? This kind of stuff. So this stuff has to be met on a spiritual level, on a cultural level. And then that will give the real integrity, the stability that you need for your political representation. Okay? It's like, I would, as an example, a more recent example, when people talk about Giuliani, how he cleaned up,
Yep.
New York. Hey, good job. Did it last? No.
Nope.
Okay? Because that was politics. It wasn't spiritual. It wasn't cultural. That wasn't met. And it fell apart like that, didn't it? So that's what we do here. That's what we're trying to let folks know of. So, what else we got? Juan Thune. Okay. Open that up and close that so it doesn't hog my memory. Let's see. Well, it's official, folks. Instead of an American first patriot like Rick Scott, Senate, this is coming from the WLT report, by the way. Senate Republicans have just elected Trump-hating career politician John Thune as the next Senate Majority Leader. And I guess I can see why this started off as, it's official, folks, because, we just can't seem to break the cycle of who's going to be. All right, so John Thune won against John Cornyn by.
Who's another loser?
Yeah,
he's our loser here in Texas.
He's
anti-Second Amendment.
Ooh, this lesser of two evils stuff, man. It's just So Rick Scott received 13 votes in the first round, after which he was eliminated from the race
because he was the best.
He was the best. So your senators who are supposed to be representing the will of the people just swapped out one rhino for another. Okay, y'all. See, that right there. And this is I know, once again, I'm going to make some unpopular statements. I loathe the language of they're supposed to be doing the will of the people. No, they're not. No, they're not. And listen, folks, how do you do the will of the people? How can you do that? Right? By the will of what person? Everybody's will is going to be different to a certain degree. Who is the standard of what person and what will are we supposed to be doing? Or as an office holder? According to what? And according to whose interpretation? And according to what person? How can you do this will of the people? And I know, the mainstream Republicans love to say that. They're supposed to do the will of the people. Whose? Y'all, our government is supposed to do the will of God. that's what they're supposed to do. Now, if anybody thinks that I'm talking about a theocracy, I don't think these people really understand what a theocracy is. Especially a theocracy that would be Christian, which there would be no such thing. Okay? Jesus doesn't do theocracies. He'll tell you when he's going to. All right, let me put it like that. When he does, you'll be the first to know. But this ain't it. Okay? So, and Jesus makes it clear when he will come and do that. It's like when he comes with his iron scepter, that's when it will be. But that's not for us to do now. Okay? So, the will of God is what our government is supposed to do. That doesn't make us a theocracy. It would be a theocracy if they made people, if they mandated people to adopt Christianity.
Yeah.
Okay. If punitive measures were to go out, do you accept, Jesus, and you have to live by these statutes that we have shaped from the Bible that you have to follow? That would be a theocracy. Okay. We don't do that. Nobody's going to be penalized for not being a Christian. There's not going to be any punitive measures for that. A government that is supposed to do the will of God means that the government acknowledges that man's rights are God-given. Okay? They're not granted to us by the government. They're God-given. And the government's job is to protect our God-given rights, starting with them certain inalienable ones. Okay? The government is supposed to protect your right to live. The government itself cannot deprive you of your life without due process. Nobody can. It's against the law, period. So from one citizen to another, or from one illegal immigrant to a citizen, you can't be killing people. The government can't just be coming in and killing people. There has to be due process. Okay, so you can't execute people. You can't deprive people of their liberty. It's a God-given right. Okay, you can't be making slaves of people. If you're going to put people to forced labor, they must have committed a crime, gone through due process, and then sentenced to forced labor. All right, you can't deprive a person of their property. You can't just come in and just seize their stuff. There has to be due process. All right, these are God-given rights. Your right to pursue happiness. And not at the forced expense of somebody else's happiness. Okay? The government is supposed to protect that. Why? That is the will of God. The will. Now, you can't say it's the will of the people, because you're going to have some people out there who feel like they do have the right to deprive people. Didn't we just read about these nuts out there who want to get a whole bunch of abortion pills? Do they not feel like they have the right to deprive another human being of their life? Yep. Is that not their will? Is the government supposed to facilitate that will? No. So no, the government is not supposed to do the will of the people. The government is supposed to do the will of God. So that doesn't make us a theocracy. By whose standard? Again, whose standard of a person's will are we supposed to go with? So once again, man, I have a pet peeve of language like that, because this is why we lose in the culture, man. Because culture is disillusioned. It's like a misnomer of a sentence, man. It's not supposed to be what our republic is. But we got a lot of Republicans out there who feel like they have to leave God out of the argument. I used to think that way when I was like, well, not everybody believes in God, so we can't bring God into the argument. Like, yes, you can. You can bring it, because if by that so-called logic, they have no right to leave God out of the argument. And so, well, you know what? You may not believe in God, but I do. Right? And I'm not going to let you force that belief away from me. And I'm not trying to force your belief away from you. But I'm not going to let you impose your immorality and your atheism onto me. I'm not trying to impose my God onto you. I'm trying to keep you from pushing your perversion onto me and making us have to live by it. Because the way that you believe intrudes on our God-given rights. But a lot of Republicans have let that slide because they think that they're not supposed to involve. They've given into the whole separating your faith from politics too. A lot of them have. We got a lot of Christless conservatives out there. Yeah. And I say conservatives because I'm telling you, man, without Christ, without the Bible as your foundation, Conservatism is vapid, man. It's not substantiated. What do you base it on? You have to have something to base conservatism on. It takes the word of God for that, for true conservatism. You know? Let's see. Anyway, Mr. Thune got me irritated.
And in case if you guys don't remember who he is, while you're trying to find the next article, he was totally for all the Black Lives Matter stuff. He poses in pictures with Zelensky all the time, just loves to shower Zelensky in money. That's the kind of guy he is.
And you know what that is, folks? That is a big tent Republican.
Yes, exactly.
Okay? And now one would say, well, Trump is nothing like that. He doesn't have to be like that. That's what I'm trying to say, man. He doesn't have to be like that. He doesn't have to be. The bottom line is that as long as you're coming in and you're voting Republican, and when you have that big tent, it will start to work against itself. It turns into a circular firing squad.
Yes.
You gotta have a standard, man, when you come in there, or else you're gonna invite a lot of problems. You know, that's why do you think Trump got stabbed in the back so many times in the first administration?
Thank you.
That big see, Republicans, they think strength in numbers, and we just we gotta have this big tent Republicanism. But why don't they have those kind of standards, like when they think about the border issue? If you're going to come into America, you have to have this, and you got to have these standards, and there's a right protocol to come into our country. But they don't take that kind of approach when it comes to coming into the Republican tent, right? And what happens when you get that? We get a bunch of infighting, y'all. You gotta be bold enough to be like, look, man, that don't go here, okay? That won't wash. All right, get out. It's like, we'd love for you to be in here with us, but hey, to do this, man, it takes sacrifices, and you need to sacrifice that BS that you're trying to come on up in here with, and come correct. All right. Let's see. Anyway, Disney's Snow White. Right here. Let me read a little bit of this. Quit bouncing around me trying to throw an article in my face. I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred, leaning us towards a world I do not want to live in. Hey, that sounds like some suicidal ideation. You stop that right now.
This is Rachel Zegler. She's playing Snow White.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The new one.
Right. Let me see. Leaning us towards a. She was more like a horchata white, anyway, leaning us towards a. I was trying to make a politically correct racial implication. It sucked. Anyway.
I thought it was kind of cute.
Was it, well, okay. At least I'll take cute. I was going for funny, but
if
cute's okay.
People know what horchata is.
Everybody know what horchata is, man. That stuff's delicious. Okay, anyway, another 4 years of hatred, leading us towards a world I do not want to live in, leading us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. Okay. Leading us towards a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't. Wow. A baby she doesn't want, leading us towards. Okay, you know what, dang, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I have to start commenting on this lunacy. Okay. Did she actually say wishes voters that Trump voters will never have any peace, will never know peace? Okay, that's not a paraphrase. That's something that she said. I just hadn't gotten down to there yet. That's something that she said. Yep. Okay, so
and Trump himself.
I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hate. Hey, well, you start. Obviously, you're out the gate with it already by not wishing us any peace. That's hatred coming from you, girlfriend. Yes. That's you. Y'all, hey, here at Bronze Serpent Media, I always let these folks know, I pray that you receive the Lord's peace and truth. Before I will even say I pray you receive the Lord's judgment, fire and brimstone onto you. Right? No, I pray that you receive the Lord's peace and truth. Okay? While this person who's accusing us of hatred is saying that she prays that she wishes that we never know peace. See what I'm saying? Hypocrites, man.
Yes.
Hypocrites all day. And for you, whatever you think peace and love is or whatever, what do you have to base that on? Nothing. Okay? I have something to base peace and truth on something that's fixed and eternal. And it's been proven. Okay? You can deny it all you want. Your denial is based in nothing. But I got the truth. And that's what I pray for you. Peace and truth. Let me see, leading us towards a world I do not want to live in, leading us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. Well, we're not making the world hard.
Yeah.
You know, because from case in point, like even right now, I have to ask, is your daughter really your daughter? Or is it that you had a son and you called?
Well, this is true.
Okay, I don't even know. You've made that complicated. Okay, so raise your daughter in, and then you're gonna turn around and say, leading us toward a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want. Now, a baby she doesn't want? So let me get this straight. You're accusing us of hatred, but you're supporting the idea that your daughter can have animus for her own child
Yeah.
and put that child to death. That's you. All right? While you're accusing us of it. But this is reason that's lost on these people, though, y'all. See, she a walking, talking Disney character all day. She don't know when to clock out. She's in and Disneyland's supposed to be the happiest place on earth, but it's being represented by these miserable people.
Yes.
It's headed up by miserable people now. All right, so talking about hard to raise her daughter in. Man, we ain't making things harder for you. Well, I mean, we may make it hard. We'll make it harder for you to be a pervert.
We try.
We try, but it's not us making it harder for you. You trying to be a pervert is what's making things hard. Being a pervert costs.
Yeah.
Okay, when you got a pervert out there who this is a kind of pleasure that forces a cost on other people. We're not the ones making it uncomfortable. Y'all do it yourselves. And now what we try to do is getting away with that because it's illegal for you to force costs on other people. Or in some cases, just flat out immoral. Okay, sometimes being immoral is not exactly illegal, but that immorality costs. It's gonna cost somebody. All right, and it's a forced cost. Now it says, I shouldn't be shocked at this, but I am. I am heartbroken for my friends who awoke fear. I guess maybe it's supposed to say awoke in fear. Who awoke in fear this morning. If you guys caught the Zopium Den on Tuesday, we talked about we talked about women pastors, and one of the reasons why the Bible speaks against it. And this right here is a gleaming example of why, because it's more natural for a woman to her narrative is deeply tied to fear.
Yes.
Okay, fear is a way of communication for them. Okay, it's a way of connection for them, how they connect with people and things like that, and how they express themselves. It's a lot of how their disposition. It's fear. Okay, and this right here, when she's talking about this fear, y'all, fear causes a person. This is one of the reasons why God does not like fear. He tells us, don't fear, because fear causes people to be very, very controlling. Fear causes people to be very, very manipulative. All right, and these people do want to control. They're suffocating us, y'all. We're in a stranglehold dealing with these people's anxieties and their paranoia and their fear. All right, it's like look at what happened when these people cut their fear loose. Businesses shut down. All right, they cause chaos. They cause desolation because of their fears. All right. Even the fear of looking like a good person. So she's so afraid of not looking like a good person that her fears are you better show that to look like a good person. You better accept that your kid may be trans. Matter of fact, you should encourage them to be trans. Show that you're a really good person. You don't want to be seen as a bad person. Make people afraid of not being seen as an accepting and loving parent. And so they dump their fears on these people, and their children pay the price. You know, or their fears of, you know, like I said, they act like they're so brave and all that and can take on the world, but they're terrified of a baby, and they'll dump their fears on that baby and put that baby to death. You know, fearful people are highly controlling and manipulative. You know, and this is they'll destroy. They either try to destroy or try to control the things that they fear. Not themselves, though. Right? That's the thing about it. The fearful. When you go into fear mode, you go out of control. You forget about controlling yourself. You want to control others to make yourself feel safe. You know, and that's what these perverts want to do. They want to feel safe in their perversion. Yep. You know? So let me see. And I'm here with you to cry, to yell, having a little scream fest, to hug, to wax poetic.
Ugh. So gross.
Woo! Wax. Where's the Pepto, honey?
Right.
On let me see. To wax poetic on how the left continues to fail us in forging a new path forward. This loss should not have been, and it certainly should not have been by so many votes. Now, right there, y'all, did you catch what she said? This is what I've been warning Republicans about for years. What did she just say? To wax poetic, look, on how the left continues to fail us in forging a new path forward. This loss should not have been. Okay. Y'all, these people, because you got Republicans out there saying they're waking up. They're waking up to what's going on. And they're seeing it, and they're voting, and they're going to vote for Trump and all that sort of stuff. Y'all, once again, you promoted a candidate. You didn't promote conservatism. They're not necessarily coming to Trump or to Republicans because we showed them something that was just so attractive to them that this is where they're coming. They're tired of being let down by the people who represented them, but they're not tired of their worldview. And they're voting for Trump because they want to even some of them are tired of paying all these prices, but they want to be able to afford to be perverts.
Yep.
Okay, they still want to do what it is that they want to be able to do. They just want to be able to afford it. These people haven't stopped with their leftist mindset. Okay, she's hardwired. Okay, she's not going to go for Trump. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that you had a lot of these Republicans so excited because back then it was like, oh, see, they're starting to see Obama for who he is. They're starting to see that he's not good for them and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they were getting tired of Obama. They weren't getting tired of their worldview. They carried that on into Biden, and it got worse, didn't it? Okay, so it's the same thing. If we don't get out there and do the spiritual and cultural work and get in the way of this, we're gonna go back into the same thing. You may have 4 years of a 4-year reprieve, a 4-year break, right, of this liberal nonsense. But if that groundwork ain't laid in the culture, if people are just depending on Trump and his administration to just fix things, then you will do Trump a disservice. You will everything that he went through, all the impeachment, the constant harassment from the Democrat Party, being flipping shot. It would be an insult, and it would be a disservice for those who are a big fan of Trump. Okay, it would be a disservice to him. If you're just thinking, okay, we've got our MAGA president and he's going to fix things and his administration is going to do that. And what was done by his constituents to promote conservatism in the culture while they were just waiting for Trump to fix stuff. Because when Trump is done, all that stuff is going to fall out just like that, y'all. So please, don't let it, if you dig him so much, don't let him go through all what he's been through.
Yeah.
And just have him carry that weight by himself. You know, and just be all about, well, we got to support our president. Support our president. You want to support your president, you got to get out there and stop pumping your fist for him so much, and get out there and because while you're doing that, like I said, you're doing that, but your back is turned towards the culture, and the culture is brewing stuff, y'all. How many times we got to keep going through this? Don't do that this time. Don't do that this time. All right, get connected, man. Get in there and get in the Word of God and lean on Him for how to mobilize and get out there and take it and make them compelling and innovative and creative cases of why conservatism is what we need to preserve this country. Now, for my motivation is I wouldn't be doing this I'm doing this for the Lord. Okay, I'm doing this for my King. That's what I want to get out there and I want to promote for. And then, yes, I want to. If Trump is going to be president, man, I don't want to be a part of just letting the culture do what it's going to do. But hey, it's okay because we got Trump for president. He's going to fix all this. Got to have his back better than that. Man.
Yeah.
Better than that. Okay. What else we got? That.
Poor Alex Jones.
Enough of that witch. She's supposed to be playing Snow White, but she's playing the witch.
She should be.
Right? Okay, Infowars. Alex Jones, man. Okay. Open that up. Yeah. All right. On Wednesday, Infowars, and this is coming from 100% Fed Up. On Wednesday, Infowars and its parent company, Free Speech Systems, will go up for auction in a court-mandated sale. Wow.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So these, I reckon this is going to be a leftist, activist judge is going to be presiding.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Aren't these they claim to be the champions of free speech?
Yeah.
Okay. Or how about and they love that Freedom of Information Act. Why would they be so bigoted about Infowars? Don't y'all like it that all this information is coming out? But I guess, in their bigotry, Alex is just not allowed to have his company, and they're going to make him, of course, wow, man. Okay. So,
the judgment was an insane, over $1 billion, yes, over $1 billion he owes the families of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims because they claimed that he defamed them somehow because he was, they say, falsely claiming that the massacre was a hoax. So they sued him and said that basically he's not allowed to have free speech. It might be extremely offensive, what he was saying, and I get it. Mm-hmm. But he's allowed to say it. This is America. And they were allowed to get this lawsuit in the courts, and a liberal judge actually is taking his company down.
Indeed. And let me say from the get-go, because and this is maybe another place where I'm stepping on some toes and people might not appreciate this. I've never really been a big fan of Alex Jones. I was turned off on Alex Jones like early on because I saw him run up on Michelle Malkin, and he had a mob with him. Okay, and not like, Michelle Malkin and I are like friends or anything. It could have been like, I don't know, maybe anybody. But Michelle Malkin is like, this, little Filipino woman. She's, a fire breather, that's for sure. I mean, she's a firebrand. But, she's like 90 pounds, soaking wet, right? She's a little woman. And Alex Jones is in her face, huffing and puffing and just screaming and yelling at her, and he's got a mob around her, surrounding her, chanting to kill her. Kill Michelle Malkin, kill her. Yeah. And he's with it, man. And he's, and I'm like, what the hell?
It's pretty psycho.
So, yeah, it was psychotic. If you guys ever pull, if you're able to catch that footage, man, it's psychotic. And from there, I was like, yeah, I don't think this is a person I want to associate with. He's called me to be on his show, and I was like, I don't want to be on your show. Yeah, I'm not interested. Okay, so all that to say, y'all, even though I'm not a fan of Alex Jones, no. I'm an even lesser fan of this. Okay, so wherever you come down on the Sandy Hook issue, for him to do what he does, this is how these people use their freedom of speech even worse. They defame all the time. That's their industry.
Yes, it is.
Their industry, and come on, man, that's not even rhetorical. It's not rhetorical. They have a defamation industry. This is what they do. All right, and these hypocrites to come after for Alex Jones, with a figure like this, or at all, really.
Yeah, at all.
At all. I mean, at the very worst, if they were able to pull something like this, at least maybe like a settlement. It's like, okay, I'm sorry for any distress or pain I've caused and things like that. Sincerely sorry. We'll go ahead and settle out with this and stuff like this. But to force him to sail to
file bankruptcy. It says everything from the platform's studio equipment, online dietary supplement store, a Teradyne armored truck, Winnebago motorhome, and its social media accounts are up for sale to the highest bidder. And thank God, an ally of his, it says, bought the company, bought all his entire company today. So good on him. I'm glad that happened. But
wow,
social media accounts, can they attach a dollar figure to the social media accounts?
The thing that's getting me, did I hear you right that he's got a health food store?
Yeah, really good supplements.
Does he? But okay, I want to back up for a second because hey, that slid by me. That's flipping brilliant. I mean, hey, talk about an awesome judo move, man. That rocks. Okay, so they're gonna hit Alex Jones with this, where he has to sell his company. And somebody who's a supporter of him says, okay, you go ahead and put it, you're gonna make him sell it. Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome. That's what I'm talking about, man. Okay. And like I said, I may not be a fan, but I know awesome when I see it. And that, for this right here, that rocks.
And he is so far anonymous, the person who bought his company.
I don't know. Democrats, they're going to find that
money. He must be
money.
worth a lot, though.
Right? Them covetous,
they'll dox him.
Yeah, them covetous, parasitic Democrats, they're going to find that out.
Yes.
Right? But, that's, I dig seeing stuff like that, man. All right. Okay, folks. That's what I got for you for this episode of the Zoloft. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you tuned in from the YouTubes or the Instagrams, I hope you guys will come on over to bronzeserpentmedia.com. Become a member. It's free. You can always stay in the loop there and join us, man. Be part of it. We got the Powwows page. Come in, leave some articles and stuff like that. Just make sure it's clean and PG-13 and make sure it's truthful, man. But I don't care if it's funny. I don't care if it's food. I don't care if it's some comic stuff. Pop culture, leave it, right? Put it on up in there. And we just want to see you be part of our Bronze Serpent City, you know what I'm saying? And drop that buck in the bucket if you want to keep your bro Zo on the go. Remember, if you're following from YouTube, you guys may have noticed I don't do any super chats or super thanks. I can't because YouTube will steal your money. They will not pay me. They will if you pay $1 or $10, whichever, they will keep it. They will not pay it to me. So what would really be appreciated if you just come on over to bronzeserpentmedia.com and we have options on how you can donate to our production company so we can grow our little enterprise and compete in the culture with this media. Creative media, not just trying to reason with it, because these people are unreasonable, man. You got to appeal to their imaginations because that's what they're given over to, right? And that's what we're trying to do. So we could really use your support. If you want to click that subscriber button on the YouTubes, that's great. But YouTube can pull the plug on me at any time. I'm just doing YouTube now because, it's like it doesn't even matter. You know, my audience has been squashed so much that, you know, if they pull the plug on me, it's not like, you know, whichever. But
they haven't suspended you in 2 months.
Right. But in the meantime, the way to offset that is just come on over to my website and, you know, become a member there. That way you stay in the loop. And like I said, I can't get no, you know, they've made it to where I can't really make any money on YouTube and to support our business. But if you come over to our website and we have options to donate there, that'd be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much. Y'all have a groovy rest of your week. And you know what? I may, maybe on Saturday, I might do a restream. Or no, not Saturday, maybe Thursday. Somewhere between Thursday and Saturday, I may do a restream of our anniversary edition of the Zopium Den. Because it was election night when we did it,
Yeah.
and I was having some audio problems anyway, and I really want to do it again.
You mean
right?
tomorrow, as in Thursday?
Yeah, I might do it tomorrow. I might do it Saturday. Depends on what, because I got a gig, right? I'm doing a show on Friday, so I'm gonna be playing some drums, man. I'll be out there playing some rock and roll, and so I might be busy Friday, but so somewhere between Thursday and you know, either Thursday or Saturday, I'm gonna do a rehash of that. So hope you guys will tune in for that, or stay. You know, we'll you know, hope you catch it. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much, and we will talk again soon. All right, bye. Where's my bye button? I did it again.